Well, anyway, as we wake up this morning, New York sports is not in a better place. It always seems to be in a worse place. But I will say this, that Joe Flaco should have been with the Jets before the season even started. Now, I think they let him go back to Philadelphia. He lives outside of Philly. He's got a family and everything else. He wanted to be closer to home and all of that kind of stuff. And now he comes back, and he's not coming back as a savior. He's just coming back as a legitimate quarterback that just in case something does happen, he can go out there and actually call the plays and get everybody in the right situation. That's where the Jets have left themselves at this juncture. If they're going to start with Mike White against the Bengals, God help them. Because the Bengals defense is the fifth best scoring defense in the league.
Is Flacco going to start the?
No, I doubt it.
Right.
This is a whole new offense and everything else.
That's the big misconception. Yeah. Everybody keeps saying Joe Flacco comes back from last year, and he was here last year. Blah blah blah. It's a totally new coaching staff. It's a totally different system.
I mean, could he find himself in the game? Yeah, because Mike White could get hurt. Yes, but they have a legitimate quarterback. Again, I wish he would have been here at the beginning of the year, just to be a sounding board for Zach. I mean, Mike LaFleur, it's his first time as an offensive coordinator. I know that they had signed Greg Knapp to be also a coach that was overseeing all of this stuff, and it's unfortunate what happened with him, and it's really, a sad story with Coach Knapp, but it would have been nice to have somebody like Joe around. And I'm just to be a sounding board. It's not that the Jets were going to win games because Joe Flacco was here or that they were going to be, get a better performance out of Zach Wilson. But, sometimes it's just better to talk to an older statesman who's been through it, who's been a Super Bowl MVP, who's been in tough games and tough situations, who's been booed, who's been cheered, all of those things. And then to have a beer with the guy, to go out and just talk football with him and talk life in general and just help a kid get acclimated to the pro game. Look, they have that situation out in Chicago. And I don't know how that's working, and I'm sure everybody out there is probably kind of confused as to why Justin Fields is playing. But
well, he's playing. I'll tell you why he's playing. I mean, we all know because the pressure on that coaching staff to be able to show some sort of spark before they end up the coaching staff and also the general manager get shown the door. I mean, that's what it is.
Well, they made the playoffs last year, and they took it as far as they could with Mitchell Trubisky. So at least they had the guts to make a trade and get a new guy in there. But again, as I argue with those guys in Chicago every Monday, I keep saying that he is not ready. He's not ready. Well, the offensive line stink. I'm like, you don't understand. Yeah. The quarterback basically is the one that drives the entire offensive show. He actually drives the entire team if you really, really look at it, because if you have a guy there that has a presence, then everybody thinks that they can win every single game. You could see what Tom Brady has done to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have been a woebegone franchise for a long time, after John Gruden left. And then all of a sudden they started building and building and building. They had a lot of high draft picks. They were spending money on free agency. And they add Tom Brady to it, and then you see what happens. They turn into one of the best franchises and teams in the league because of Tom Brady's influence on everybody, including coaches, owners, general managers, players. The way they practice, the way they prepare in meetings, the things that they talk about away from the game. I mean, all of that stuff comes front and central from the quarterback. And when you have a novice and you have an inexperienced guy that is the guy that's supposed to be that person, things just kind of get lost. And in the game, there's a real disjointedness between offensive linemen, backup offensive linemen, a rookie quarterback who's not sure what he's doing, how to call the plays, how to call the snap count, do we change the pass protections? There's a million things that are going on, and people don't understand that. It's not just hand them the ball and go out there and play, and the sophistication of the NFL defenses is significant to the point where guys like Zach Wilson and Justin Fields get their asses kicked, and they get hit by from places they're not sure where the guy's coming from. And that's the dangerous part of it.
What's the biggest similarity between the Bears and the Jets over the last number of years is they haven't had quarterbacks.
Right.
And the fan bases are desperate for the next guy. So everything you're saying is correct, but the patience is gone for the Jets and the Bear fan. They've been waiting forever for the next guy.
But you can't be screaming about playing a young rookie quarterback and expecting to win.
But everybody else does it. That's what it feels like.
No. Justin Herbert didn't win last year. He played
well. He played great.
Yeah, Joe
Burrow played great before he got hurt.
It totally blew his knee out. And then it was a horrific knee injury where his career was in jeopardy.
But at least he showed you something.
Well,
before that.
I know there are times that this year that Zach Wilson has showed something. But then
one
again,
game.
but they also have an inexperienced coaching staff.
Yeah.
On top of all of that,
I know,
which makes it even worse.
That's what I've been talking about more than anything. Is I'm afraid that they're going to put him in situations where he gets ruined, just like Sam Darnold got ruined. I guess the frustration I have with Flacco is the fact that, he. First of all, you said it already. One, he should have been here from the beginning. If you wanted to have a veteran presence, it was very easy to keep him here. So that was silly. The other thing is the fact that you let him go. Why are you bringing him back when you know he can't play anymore because you saw enough of him last year?
It's not about him playing. It's just
but why does it have to be? I know it's not about him playing, but now it is because.
Who else do you want? You want Cam Newton?
Hold on a second. I'll tell you. No, I don't want Cam Newton. I know where you're getting angry. I don't want Cam Newton. What I want is someone who fits the system of the coaches, not what Joe Douglas wants to bring this guy back. I mean, does Joe Flacco fit the system of what Mike LaFleur wants? Did Mike LaFleur and Rob Saleh want Joe Flacco, or did Joe Douglas want Joe Flacco?
It just doesn't matter. At this point, it doesn't matter. Their season is over.
Well, I know that.
They just need a quarterback that actually has some experience. He is not coming here to save the day. They're not going to the playoffs. This is just signing a guy that can actually
it's not signing a guy. You traded a pick.
Yeah, a conditional pick.
A sixth-round, it's still a pick to bring in a dead body.
All right, so they'll trade. They'll trade 3 or 4 of the guys possibly before the trade line and get the pick back. I mean, it's a non thing, and it's a conditional pick. Who knows what the hell the conditions are? It's just all it is just to have a guy that could get in and out of the huddle and can run a team. It's it has nothing to do with winning football games. Nothing. And like I said, he should have been here at the beginning. Maybe not. Maybe he would have started the first 4 games of the season, and then put Zach Wilson in. I don't know. I mean, every situation, every player is different. But I do know that, and I do believe that they made a serious error in judgment not having a guy like him on the sideline. I really do. I mean, if for anything else, just to basically be a psychiatrist for the rookie quarterback who's in over his head. And doesn't know how to handle some of these things. And Joe Flacco, I think, started his rookie year, so he could really, empathize with what Zach Wilson's going through. I mean, I don't know the relationship between Andy Dalton and Justin Fields, but I'm sure it's better for Justin that Andy's there, that Nick Foles is there. They're not alternatives to play. The fans don't want to see those guys play, but maybe they were supposed to play until Andy Dalton got hurt in the first game.
Yeah. Please tell me that by the time I go to the game, November, 14th against the Bills, do you ever have a PCL strain? Do you ever have a PCL?
I've never had that, but I told you yesterday, 2 to 4 weeks.
Yeah,
as long as it wasn't, there wasn't anything else in that knee, and it doesn't look like there is.
So there's 2 games to be played before the game I go to. Because if I have to go to a Jets-Bills game with Joe Flacco as the Jets quarterback, I'm going to have to do some sort of psychedelic drug to get through it. Like, I'm going to have to take mushrooms.
But you understand something. Buffalo's going to come in here and kill them.
I don't
no matter who's
understand
playing, no matter who's playing quarterback. Would you
but
rather see?
But here's the thing.
Would you want to watch Zach Wilson throw 5 interceptions?
I would. I'll tell you why. Because it's at least something where he has the potential to maybe, all right, first time, and I know that I'm comparing him to somebody who's much better than him right now, but when Justin Herbert got thrown into action against the Kansas City Chiefs, when Tyrod Taylor got a shot to his chest and his lung punctured, and thrown into that game against Patrick Mahomes, and he went toe-to-toe with him for 4 quarters. When Zach Wilson is playing, there's at least a chance of something special happening because he's a young quarterback who's learning every day. When Joe Flacco's in there, there's a chance of 80% of the balls getting thrown into the ground.
Yeah, I know.
So,
Joe's a flatliner. I know. And he's towards the twilight of his career. I kind of understand all that stuff. He's not here for anything other than just being a guy.
Concerned
just
about
in
my
case.
own entertainment. That's what I'm concerned
I know you're
about.
Well, you'll have your own entertainment. You'll be with the Winners Brothers, and you'll be with your flunky. You're going to have your Casamigos. You're going to be fine, and you're going to an NFL game.
Yeah, it'll be 42-0 at half. I wonder if it'll be any worse than that 2000 NFC Championship game I went to with the Vikings and Giants, where it was 35-0 at half. You did that game, right?
Yeah, try broadcasting that game.
Yeah, I know. No, I would have rather tried broadcasting that game as opposed to being there and getting ridiculed as I was wearing purple in the stands.
See, that's the perfect game for the Manning cast. Just like last night's game was the perfect game for the Manning cast.
Yeah, where they put on Tom Brady, they put on Marshawn Lynch. Did you watch a little more of it this time?
I watched a little bit, and then I watched some of the highlights of Marshawn dropping an F-bomb and Tom Brady talking about, he was going to give Bitcoin to the guy that got the ball and gave the ball back.
He already did, yeah.
Yeah. So all that kind of stuff. So that kind of stuff is interesting, especially when, you're watching Geno Smith just take sacks and put his team out of field goal range and all sorts of mistakes.
Well, they really did pull out the stops last night because they knew that game was horrendous. So it's like, let's put on Tom Brady. That's a lock. And then let's get Marshawn Lynch on. That's another lock. I mean, those two guys are 100% going to bring it every single time. How about that guy? That guy got a full Bitcoin. Like, it was a silly story. It was a cute story before that. That freaking guy who gave that ball back got $60-something thousand yesterday from Tom Brady that has the potential to grow to God knows what.
And he also right. He also got passes for the rest of this season and next season. He also got $1,000 at the team store. He also got 2 signed jerseys, signed footballs, game-worn cleats. I mean, the guy did pretty good, actually.
I mean, right. I think he did better if he just given the ball back. I think he got more sympathy from Brady as opposed to actually holding it hostage and then negotiating, because Brady just seemed to be just continuing, and the Bucs just continued to give him stuff.
Yeah, and then I hear all these people, I would have, this auction house would have given, it started at $300,000. Yeah, okay. After the fact. Everything is after the fact. Talk to me.
$300,000 for that ball?
That's what an auction house said.
Oh, come on.
That's
ridiculous.
What do you mean? What do you mean that's ridiculous?
I don't believe the auction house.
A pair of Michael Jordan sneakers just won one for $1.47 million. You didn't see that?
Yeah, I know. I feel like that's different, though, because Jordan and the sneaker, I mean, there's a million footballs out there that Tom Brady.
Not like a 600 touchdown one, though.
Yeah, I don't know, though. Like, all the Super Bowl ones. Like, what would be more important to you? Like, the Super Bowl winning pass or your 600 touchdown? Like, I feel like the balls from the Super Bowl are more important than the 600 touchdown.
Well, guys have thrown touchdowns in the Super Bowl. Nobody has thrown a 600 touchdown pass.
Interesting.
I don't think anybody will. Unless Aaron Rodgers plays for another 5 years.
Yeah, you could look at it like the Hank Aaron home run ball. You could look at it like that. Things that broke records and were tough to break because people still look at Hank Aaron and not Barry Bonds.
The interesting thing, he had already had the record. This is just, the key is it's a milestone.
Well, yeah, so I guess maybe the last one he throws would be the one that I would think would be $300,000.
He better hope he doesn't throw it to Mike Evans.
Right, go give it right away.
The amazing thing is you would think and that everybody would know that he's sitting on $599 and the next one is $600.
Yeah, I know. Except for Mike Evans.
It's bizarre to me that Mike Evans had no clue at all, and that nobody's even talking about it.
I know it was his routine to give the ball away, but yeah, I mean, you got to know that.
Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the red bell so you're notified when we have new content.